Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So I'm so excited to finally formally announce that I'm rebranding the Valiant series. Some of you who have been around for a while may be rolling your eyes like, oh my gosh, she's doing it again. How many times are you going to do this? So basically, I needed to do it one more time. My designer who had done the current designs that are still on there as of the time of recording this, that designer quit on me, and I also realized that there were issues with those. They weren't professional, they didn't fit the genre, that sort of thing. So I found another designer, one who is professional, who stuck with me, and we're working on the whole series now, and I'm rebranding them. This will be the final time. Trust me, once you see them, you will understand why I did this and why it's so important that this is the final rebranding. So without further ado, I want to show you the brand new official covers of the Valiant books and why you should get them. They are all in the description below. As of the time that you guys are watching this video, you can grab all of them now. Ebook, paperback, audiobook, all of the links will be down in the description below. Keep in mind, if you do buy the audiobooks, you're not just supporting me, but you're supporting the narrators. Timothy did Hunter, Megan did Shifter, Colleen did Samurai, Assassin's been delayed, and Rogue is done by Alana and Adrian. I'll have information or links about all of them popping up on the screen. They will get portions of the audiobooks, so you're helping to support the narrators and pay them for all of their hard work if you buy the audiobooks. So without further ado, let's look at the brand new covers. So I'm very excited to finally get to show these covers to the world. I cannot wait. Alright, so first up we have Hunter, Valiant Book 1. Oh, I could just stare at it forever. It's so gorgeous. So I'm super excited about this. I feel like for the first time it looks so professional. So yeah, the sword obviously is the inquiry blade that the hunters use. The two snakes have different meanings. So the first one is that they represent corruption and the Dark Master, which is prevalent throughout the series. You know, people who may know the Bible know that, you know, Satan is, you know, often portrayed as like a serpent and stuff. So corruption, black snakes, that makes sense. But also two lies and two kind of liars, two snakes in the grass, so to speak. The leaves represent the environment of Zagara, and the vines just kind of like enforce the idea of Zagara overwhelming the people inside of it and stuff like that. So that's the cover of Hunter, which is book 1 in the Valiant series. Okay, Avarella is in prison just as she planned. Determined to rescue her sickly brother at any cost, a disguised Avarella gets herself thrown into Zagara, the most dangerous place in the world. Around every corner are the hunters, magically enhanced sentries with one mission: execute every prisoner they find to keep the people afraid, weak, and oppressed. Jared, an experienced member of these assassins, has only known killing, until a mysterious new prisoner shows signs of having hunter potential. Under orders, Jared disguises himself as a prisoner to get close to the newest inmate, but both his mission and his resolve are soon shaken by what he discovers. With her escape plan in shambles and no idea which of the prisoners she can trust, Avarella must evade the hunters while she scrambles for a new way out. But how can she save her brother when she can't even save herself? And that is Hunter, Valiant, Book 1. So now we move on to Book 2, Shifter. I'm so excited. Okay, so Shifter is Valiant Book 2. Obviously fire is the main weapon throughout this. It's used by the dragons, and they use it to burn down villages, and that's the main weapon throughout the whole book. We have golden wings here and claws from a gold dragon. Barone is the main character, and he is a golden dragon, so those are what he uses to fight with. And then we have the chains that represent how Nisi, the main character, is metaphorically chained down by her fear. She is just trapped by her fear, and that is one of the main arcs that she goes through in the book. So that is the breakdown of this cover. And of course we have the synopsis for it. Fire that burns hot enough can turn into an inferno. For Nisi and Barone, the flames of war just became a wildfire. Barone is part of a dragon clan intent on watching the world burn. He is sick of the destruction and wants to bring peace, but Sirath is ruthless, and if he learns of Barone's disloyalty, he will destroy Barone's family. Truth interrupts Nisi's small village bliss when she discovers the dragon's role in the devastation of her family and childhood. The return of the dragons spark her resolve to protect humanity from the wrath of flame and ash. Together, Barone and Nisi must unite the clans to battle the dragons and save their world, but uniting the clans may only fuel the fire of war, not stop it. Will Barone and Nisi be able to save their world from the dragon's wrath? So that is Shifter, Book 2 in the Valiant series. By the way, for those of you who are new, you can jump in anytime in the Valiant series, but it is recommended to start with Book 1, but you can start anywhere you want in the earlier Valiant books. Alright, so now we move on to Book 3. Samurai, Valiant, Book 3. I'm so in love with these covers, you guys. So obviously we have the two katanas because there are two main samurai in the book. Technically it goes to Megami's perspective and Akari's perspective. Each of them have two main characters. So the two main actual characters is Akari and a person she is with. Although Akari and Megami, you can kind of interpret the katanas to talk about whoever you want. The bullets that we have hiding here signify the advanced weaponry that their enemy clan that they're at war with gets their hands on advanced weaponry, and it's far beyond anything that they're capable of. We have blood splatters, and kind of a reddish looking fire, which obviously get across the idea that this is a very action-packed book. There are battles, there are sieges, there's a lot of blood and warfare. But we can't forget that there are some romances in this book too. Some very interesting romances that are heartwarming, and the Sakura, Japanese cherry blossoms as they're called, they stand for living in the present moment, but they're very short, and there's a lot of like love and tragedy when you look at the cherry blossoms. So anybody who gets like that Japanese feeling will understand when you look at the petals what they mean. So that is the cover for Samurai Valiant Book 3. A brave samurai woman, a one-armed empress, and a dying clan searching for a breakthrough. War is near, and Empress Megami and Samurai Akari cannot trust anyone else to save their clan. While out on a mission, Akari is shocked to discover technology she's never seen before in the hands of their enemies. How can they fight against guns and cannons with only swords? Noble-born Megami is forced into a position she never wanted, and her disloyal court is searching tirelessly for any reason to have her dethroned and killed. How can she lead her people to safety if they won't accept her? To defeat the evil forces conspiring against them, Akari and Megami may have to give up everything. Is their loyalty and bravery enough to defeat a darkness more powerful than anything they've ever seen, or will they sacrifice everything in vain? That is the blurb for Samurai Valiant Book 3. Next, we have Book 4, Assassin. Ugh. So with Assassin, as you notice, the cover itself goes back to that gritty look from Hunter, and the grittier ones reflect the idea that these are more medieval style, gritty fantasy books. Not that to say that the other two aren't, but they just have a slightly different feel. A lot of what makes the Valiant series very unique is that each of the earlier books go from one chosen character to another, and we get a different world, a different character, so each book has a very different feel to it. And so Assassin goes back to that. So obviously the main weapon in this one is we have an arrow, which reflects Aiden, and the main weapon that he uses as an assassin is his bow and arrow. Behind the arrow we have a like sphere or smoke, like energy, just a burst of darkness coming out from behind the arrow, and that energy of darkness represents the corruption that he faces in this book. He was the first chosen found by Raiden, so this is very much a book that takes place before the other ones, at least the beginning part of it. The final scene does catch up to the present, but and so in it he has a very different battle with corruption, and he's one of the few that struggle with it in himself. And that's why the snake is wrapping around the arrow, because once again we see the feature of the snake, which it does represent corruption, and it's wrapped around the arrow, implying the internal war that he faces with corruption within himself and the darkness within himself. So that is the breakdown of the cover for Assassin Valiant Book 4. And the blurb. Sold into slavery by his own parents at the age of 7, Aiden has spent his life enduring torturous training in the arts of war. Now a man, he is an assassin in the service of his king. He kills whoever the king wants dead without question, regret, or concern for his own life. But when another assassin targets the king's daughter, Aiden's path to protect her will lead him down a dark road of corruption. As he struggles with his duty and his conscience, Aiden finds himself falling in love with the person he is supposed to protect, and falling away from his commitment to his king. As Aiden is consumed by the lies and darkness of his world, his past sins threaten to destroy everything he holds dear, including his love for the king's daughter. Can Aiden overcome the darkness, or will he succumb to it and lose everything? So that is the blurb and the cover for Assassin Valiant Book 4. And now we're at the final one, which is Rogue Valiant Book 5. So, are you guys ready for this? Just look at it. Okay, so immediately it has brighter colors. It is slightly different from the other covers that you see. And the reason being is that Rogue is a comedy. It's a comedy fantasy, so it has a very much a lighter feel and tone to it than the other books do, and the cover reflects that while at the same time still matching the other covers. So you see the main weapon or the main object in this cover is the black key, which belongs to the black mage. And then you have the tentacles of the Kraken, which represent the adventure in this story that the 4 characters go through and the misadventures they all have. You see the chains, which also represent kind of the adventurous nature and the world that they live on, as well as the corruption that you do see. The idea of, I can't spoil that, I don't know how to say it, but it represents something in the book and how, with the keys, I'll just leave it at that. So it's just, so fangirly. So that's Rogue Valiant Book 5. So let's check out the blurb. Linnea has always dreamed of becoming a conclave mage. To join them, she goes on dangerous jobs with constructs she summons using magical keys. Linessa is nothing like her sister. All she wants is a normal life, but she keeps getting dragged into Linnea's schemes. It doesn't help that she finds herself attracted to one of the constructs, a being of magic, not flesh. Along the way, Linnea discovers a mysterious black key, one that summons a rogue mage who is powerful enough to disobey her commands. He also makes her laugh and experience feelings she's never had before. But the rogue mage knows more than he's letting on, and the sisters discover dark secrets that threaten to destroy life as they know it. Together they must work to save their world, or watch it destroyed by darkness. So that is the blurb for Rogue Valiant Book 5, and the covers for the first 5 Valiant books, Rogue, Assassin, Samurai, Shifter, and Hunter. As you can see here, I am so excited to announce this finally. This rebranding, these covers look so professional. I feel like for the first time, my books hold up against professional books within my genre that I have never felt before. I've never felt my books really hold up and stand up against that. So I'm super excited to formally announce this, and thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, you can find all of the links to buy these books in the description below, in all platforms, on all platforms and all means, or whatever you want to call it, like ebook, paperback, and audiobook. And remember, if you buy the audiobooks, you're supporting the narrators and paying them for their hard work narrating these wonderful books and casting them and doing the voices, and it's so beautiful. The only one that is not up is Assassin because it's been delayed, but the other ones all have audiobooks, and I'm so excited. So please check that out. Please buy the books. You guys are going to love them. They're super epic fantasy filled with adventure. They're very similar to like Lord of the Rings, and it's a super epic series that's super bingeable, and you can just, when you grab one and you read one, they'll hook you and you won't be able to stop reading the series. You'll binge it, and then you'll get to Rogue and be waiting for book 6 and the next one, so on and so forth. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more writing and reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you liked my rebranding announcement video, if you liked this video, the rebranding announcement, then check out last week's video where I talked about all of my goals in 2024 and my new video game style system for leveling myself up and awarding me for the goals that I meet. Check that out. You don't want to miss it. It's super fun.